You're watching The Betrothal Guys. This is my longtime friend Barrett, and I'm Joshua.
Historically, engagements and betrothals have kind of been synonyms, and that muddies the water a lot, looking at historical examples and stuff. And so sometimes you look at historical examples and it seems like engagements and betrothals are equally binding. And then other times it doesn't, like, and especially in today, present day, I would say the biggest difference today between an engagement and a betrothal is that engagements are not legally binding in any form or fashion, but a betrothal would be.
An engagement is a agreement to be married at a future time. So if we think about the way that we traditionally ask a proposal, make a proposal, we say, "Will you marry me?" The answer is yes, I will. That's a future tense. I will marry you at some point. When we make our marriage vows, our wedding contract, we say "I do." Traditionally, that's a present tense. That's a now. So I would say that a betrothal is when the difference between a betrothal and engagement is that I say "I do." It's a now covenant. It's a we are now husband and wife. Whereas an engagement is a future tense where you are making a promise and you should keep your word, but it's a future thing. It's not doesn't have quite the same weight as this is a wedding covenant that's witnessed by God. So an analogy about betrothal, you could see it as buying a house. Say you have a friend of yours that's selling his house. You want to buy it. So you say to him, "Will you sell me your house?" And he says, "Yes, I will." Do you own the house at that point? No, you're not the owner of the house at that point. So then you go along and you actually make the covenant, the contract, and you pay the money. He gives you the keys. Whatever happens there at the point that you sign the contract. Now the house is yours. It is your house. Are you living in it? No, you haven't moved in, and it might be a few months before you do. He might have months to move out or whatever. So it's the same kind of thing with a betrothal. You have a point where you might agree to it, like an engagement. You have the point at which the covenant is made that you actually do become husband and wife, and then sometime in the future, you actually move in together and consummate the marriage. Basically, at the point of the covenant, you said, "I'm your husband." You said, "I take you as my wife." She said, "I take you as my husband." You are husband and wife. Now you're husband and wife, and you can be in that betrothed state as husband and wife, like Joseph and Mary. They're called husband and wife, and it says that they did not consummate the physical act of marriage until after Yeshua was born. So this is like at least 5 months down the road, given the timelines that we know there. So you can have living in the same house and still be betrothed. You can have calling each other husband and wife, still betrothed. Basically, to put it very clearly, when the word that we see in the scripture where it says wife, husband, and wife, it's not just after consummation. This is from the point of the covenant, from the betrothal. So when it says, wives, submit to your husbands, husbands, love your wives, these are commands that apply to the betrothal period as well as to after. We see it a bunch of places in the Torah where the statutes are different if a girl is betrothed or if she's not betrothed.
Right.
It changes what
her legal status is different.
Right.
You also have Joseph and Mary. They were in a betrothal period, but they were still called husband and wife.
Right. Yeah. That's one of the major advantages is that if you're going around calling each other husband and wife, even in this crazy culture, for the most part, unless you really run into somebody wicked, they're not going to try to split you up if you're calling each other husband or wife. But if you're saying, "Oh, we're engaged," Hollywood does it all the time. If they're engaged, she's still fair game and you can try to steal her. But if you're betrothed, calling each other husband and wife, everybody recognizes that so far.
Well, Hollywood's even pushing that a little bit. So it's like
But every other movie has a broken engagement in it.
Yeah, it's true. It really is sad. But you have the situation where you do have a person that has a devious personality or whatever, and is lusting after another man's wife, and he tries to, affect the relationship. It's a horrible thing. And that when you're not calling yourself husband and wife, it just makes it that much more available, I guess, for someone of that mindset to try and interfere.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave comments on the video with any questions you might want us to maybe address in future videos. Remember to like, subscribe, and tap that bell button so you get alerted to future videos we put on.